Hey everybody, it's Nikki. I'm here today to do a video over bed bugs for low-income families on how you can get rid of them. I myself am part of the low-income family, and when I mean low-income, I mean as in me and my boyfriend both have jobs. We are only working for minimum wage, which here in Arkansas is $7.25 an hour, and we don't even get 40 hours a week. So we definitely do not have money to spare for a lot of expensive products or bug sprays or even an exterminator. So first off, a lot of you are going to want to know for sure if you have bed bugs or not. If you have seen, this is a picture of a bed bug up close. Bugs that look like this. And this is one that's comparison to like if it's on your skin. Bugs that look like this crawling on you while you're sitting at your couch or are laying in bed. Those are bed bugs. Another sign is when they bite you. Their bites resemble mosquito bites. For me, it's an itching and a burning sensation when I get bit by them. A lot of people worry that if bed bugs can transfer diseases to you. The answer is no. So do not worry. They do not transfer diseases. But if you scratch at the bites to the point where you develop sores, then obviously you're going to get an infection. That's kind of self-explanatory. Another sign that you have bed bugs is they do leave little trails like on your mattress and box spring, like little brown dots is what you'll see. That's pretty much their poop. Yep, their poop. They're pooping everywhere. That is another sign you can tell, because what you'll want to, where the first place you're going to want to look would be your bed, because bed bugs want to harvest. They want to be where you're at the most, which a lot of times for people is their bed or their living room. But in your bed, the place you can look for this evidence is the box spring. The box spring is where they like to be the most. And you know, along the box spring, you have like that little extra fabric for when they sewed it. That's where they like to be, is in the folds of that area of your box spring. And also on your mattress as well, that extra like part of the mattress that, you know, the extra cloth there that there's no reason to be there. That's where they like to hide, is up underneath it and stuff. If you know for sure you do have bed bugs, please do not waste your time buying stuff like this, like the Raid Max bed bug and flea spray. It does kill the bed bugs on contact, but it will not continue to kill them after the spray has dried up. You want to buy a spray that continues to kill them even after the spray has dried up. A good spray is Harris bed bug killer. It also kills lice as well. Just, you know, fun fact. It helped me a lot. It helped me get my problem under control, because it was out of control. Like I didn't know what I was gonna do. I felt like I was just gonna pull my hair out. I was going crazy. It helped my situation get under control, but it was not doing it all the way. I was still getting bit every now and then. My kids were still getting bit every now and then. So I was getting very frustrated because I just didn't know what to do. So I started looking online for cheap things that I could do to help some more. One thing that does help is alcohol, rubbing alcohol, the highest proof you can get, which I think is like 97. Put that in a spray bottle and also spray that around. That helps, and it does kill them. Also, before you go to bed at night, if you rub alcohol on your skin, and I know that's really bad for your skin because it dries your skin out, but it will reduce the likelihood that you're going to get bit. That's what I had to do. I would rub it all over my legs and I would not get bit nearly as much. Sometimes I wouldn't even get bit at all. So rubbing alcohol is something that is not expensive, and most families have them anyway. So rubbing alcohol is a must that I would put on my list of things to get. Now that Harris bedbug spray that I showed you, that really wasn't very cheap. I mean, it's definitely cheaper than some of the stuff that I found online. It's about $23 for that gallon. Which, like I said, that's a lot cheaper because I saw some products online, like at the bedbug.com place that sells stuff specifically for killing bed bugs and getting rid of them. They were wanting like $50 for some sprays, and I'm like, no, you're funny. I even went and tried the baby powder trick. I had read several reviews about it online, saying some people saying it does help, some people saying it didn't help. So I decided to test it out myself. It kind of helped. Again, it like kept them at bay, not so much as killed them. So baby powder just doesn't really work. So just don't even bother trying. I went this Saturday. Today is a Thursday. I went this Saturday to my local farm and ranch store again to buy more of the Harris bug spray, and or to look around to see if maybe there was something else that was stronger or that they had gotten reviews on that worked better. And I went there, and they were out of every kind of bed bug spray at the store. And when I went to the front and asked if they had any in the back or something, they said no. They said that they couldn't even keep the stuff on the shelf because there's such a bad epidemic going on. And I was like, crap. So then one of the workers asked if I had tried the DE powder. And I said, well, what is the DE powder? And he said it's the diatomaceous earth powder that is safe and it does work. And I had read about it online at some of the bedbug websites, people saying that it was the best thing to get because it was a long time effect on killing them, because as long as the powder is dry, it will continue to kill them. And how it works is, well, for starters, the bedbug has the exoskeleton, which is covered with an oily kind of base. And it's also how they breathe, is through their body. And this diatomaceous earth is pretty much, from what I'm reading off of the Wikipedia, it is a rock that is easily crumbled into a fine white powder, and it contains basically like a hard shell, fossilized remains of a hard shell or some kind of like allergy. And those like little shards of the shell, when they get on the bed bug, it would be, in our terms, like breathing in shards of glass. So that's why it's been so notorious for killing them, because it pretty much suffocates them. Which is why I thought the baby powder would work, but it didn't. It didn't work. But I bought this stuff Saturday. I sprinkled it all over my hot spots, which was my couches, the carpet around my couches, the carpet around my computerized area, and then my bed and the carpet around my bed. And like I said, today's Thursday, and I have not seen a bed bug. I have not been bitten by a bed bug. And they say that to let this stuff it takes it about 48 hours to pretty much get rid of them. Well, I left it down longer just to be sure. And like I said, I have no bed. I haven't seen one, haven't been bit by one. So far, so good. They say that for about a month, what you should do is sprinkle it down for about, leave it there for a week, vacuum it up, sprinkle some more down, and do this for a month, and that your problem should be pretty much dealt with. And the reason why they want you to do this for a month is for the um, the eggs for when they hatch. It takes about 10 to 14 days for the eggs to hatch, and the lifespan, well, the cycle for the bed bug to become an adult is 5 weeks. But they basically want you to keep doing that for a month for when like the baby eggs hatch, so that they can get into the powder and they can die as well. And if the babies die, then they can't become adults and lay more eggs, obviously. So that's why they strongly urge you to do this for about a month, and that then by then you should be completely bed bug free. Now, this stuff also helps keep a lot of other bugs away, like cockroaches, fleas, ants. It is safe for you and your family and your pets. Now, I do strongly urge, and so do other like websites, urge you to wear a mask, or like I would use a bandana to cover up from breathing in so much of it, because it will irritate your throat and your lungs. It won't like kill you, it just irritates it. And I didn't wear a mask or anything because I didn't think that it was that big of a deal. Well, that next day my throat was very, very sore, but it was just for a day. But so, like I said, just like a bandana would do fine, just to keep you from directly breathing that stuff in. Um, like I said, it's perfectly safe for your pets as well. If your pets decide to lick it for some reason, I know pets are weird like that. Don't freak. It's okay. Actually, another use for DE powder is that if your dog actually has worms, to give them like half of a teaspoon of the powder for like I think 3 days, and it will deworm them naturally without harming them in any way. So, like I said, it's okay if your pets decide to lick it. Just make sure you lay more down where they had licked it up. For getting the bed bugs into, for getting the powder into those small crevices where bed bugs love to hide because of their little flat bodies, you want to get like a powder dispenser. They're not that expensive, but I didn't have I didn't have the time to hunt one down. So when I got home, I got my daughter's extra nose sucker, and it's not the best thing, but it did the trick. It got powder kind of, a little more everywhere than what I wanted it, but what I would do is I would just tilt it up slightly, kind of get it in the nostril, and then I would just like squirt it. There's actually some in here, so I'm not going to squirt it because it's going to get everywhere. Um, what I did for sprinkling it like on the couch is I got an old formula can and punctured holes into the top and just all over the place. Um, what I would do just to make sure that no one is allergic to it is I would just do like a small area, and like walk on it or put it on your skin or something. It's very, very, extremely unlikely that someone will have an allergic reaction to it, but I would rather be safe than sorry, especially for people who might be just extremely sensitive. I'm trying to think. Something else I do want to warn you about bed bugs just in general is that they don't just harvest in your bed. They can be, like I've said, carpet, couch, wood. They love wood just as much as they do fabric, even electronics. Anywhere that a credit card can get into, a bed bug can get into. Um, and they do not like heat. Heat is their like worst enemy. So when you're washing anything that has bed bugs on it, like your bedding from your bed or your children's stuffed animals or something like that, wash them on the hot water, and then run them through the hottest cycle your dryer will do. Do it for 30 minutes or longer. I always do 70 just to make sure, but it says it takes a 30-minute cycle to kill them completely. So make sure you let it run for that 30 minutes or longer. Um, I know that it's very frustrating when you have them and that you even lose sleep over it. I got to the point where I dreaded going to bed because I would get paranoid about if something was biting me or not. Because sometimes I could feel them biting me, sometimes I couldn't. So I understand that you're frustrated and you feel like you have nothing else that you can do in this world. But that diatomaceous earth powder is not expensive. I bought a 5-pound bag of it for $10, which 5 pounds is way more than I need. Um, but I mean, I'm gonna obviously hold on to it because it has other uses besides just for killing bed bugs. Um, but like I just said, that's not expensive, and it's not that hard to find. It's really not. So that is my advice to you, especially the low income people. Diatomaceous earth powder and rubbing alcohol are like your two best friends during this situation. Also, your vacuum cleaner. You want a vacuum cleaner, a good one. And, you know, just think smart. If you, I know that it can be also embarrassing, like to want to have your friends over because it's so easy for them to just hop on to one of your friends and then your friends will take a bed bug home and then they'll have an epidemic going on. What I do whenever I do have people come over, I won't have to do it anymore, but I would just take my extra bed sheets and I would put them over the couch to try to prevent as much as possible from transferring the bed bugs to my friends. Also, tell your friends that you do have bed bugs before they come over because that's the last thing that they're gonna want in their home. I wouldn't wish this on anyone in the world. I wouldn't. Also, if you are wanting to dispose of any furniture that has bed bugs and you just don't want to deal with them anymore, or maybe you were wanting to get rid of the chair or the couch anyway, if you put it outside on the curb to be taken to the dump, please, please put a sign on it somewhere saying, do not take, has bed bugs. Because I have read online of people's stories of that's how they got bed bugs. They drive by, they see something out on the street, they think that, they want to take it home, they take it home, it turns out that it had bed bugs, and they have bed bugs. So please think of other people when you are disposing of furniture that has bed bugs that you no longer want. Just please be courteous. Do unto others as you would want done to you. Um, anyway, I think that's about it. If you have any questions, just comment on the box below, and I will answer them for you. I feel like I've just become an expert on bed bugs over the past 3 months. I've been trying to get rid of these damn things. So yeah, feel free to contact me. So this is Nikki, and I'm signing off. Have a great day.